We begin with the excitement over the high school football playoffs, which kicked off tonight.
And for the first time, 16 teams from each region advanced to the playoffs. That decision is actually taking a lot of criticism.
Yeah, in fact, one of the playoff teams hadn't even won a game this season. So the big question, what was the motive to allow more teams? Marissa Saenz reports.
Right there.
The sparkle of the Friday night lights, laced with the cheers from crowded stands, is what was missed in 2020 for Ohio high school football.
It is football playoff time.
For 20 years, only 8 qualifying teams advanced to the playoffs. However, last year, because of the pandemic and a shortened season, every team moved forward. And this year, officials are adding an extra round.
We were already planning on expanding the playoffs to 12. Now the top 16 get in.
There are 7 divisions made up of 28 regions across the state. The move to expand playoffs receiving mixed reviews, some looking for a motive.
Is allowing more teams this year that's generating more revenue at all related to balancing a budget based on last year?
The revenue aspect of expanding the playoffs was not a factor.
During the pandemic, no fans were allowed, meaning no ticket sales, no concessions, no parking. Tim Stried with the Ohio High School Athletic Association, the nonprofit that made the expansion call, says the schools get a stipend for hosting games, but ticket revenues go to the organization.
Is it more revenue for the OHSA? Sure. It's more revenue for the hosting schools, too. The host schools also keep any concession stand items they sell, and they're allowed to charge for parking.
Wow. And the first round of playoffs, the highest-ranking qualifying team goes head-to-head with the lowest-ranking qualifying team. At random, I selected a local matchup. Medina, who is ranked at number 2 with a 10-0 record, taking on Shaker Heights with a 3-6 record, ranked 15th. I sat down with parents from both teams, both of whom have seniors playing in their last season of high school football.
We are excited. We're excited to have another week of play.
I don't want it to end. I want them to keep playing.
While both parents agreed it's nice to allow players more playing time, they know the matchup has its pros and cons.
It's going to be a tough game.
As the number 1 seed, nice warm up for maybe some more challenging matchups.
For some, there are concerns that the potential matchup could feel like a battle between David and Goliath. In some regions, take Region 4, for example, teams with an 0-10 record are playing the regional leader. Some question if these games diminish not only the competitive nature of playoffs, but the regular season too.
Is that truly a playoff game?
By definition, it's a playoff game. All of our other sports already do that.
But are we trying to make football like all the other sports?
Our philosophy is more participation, not less participation.
Yeah, playing any amount of additional games poses risk for injury for any player. And during a lopsided game, is it worth it? Parents say yes, and that there's always risk when players step on the field. Lena.
That is true. But hey, any given Friday, you never know.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Marissa.